ready. When we come back, we'll talk to the commissioner of the IHSAA, Mr. Paul Knighty. And we're glad you are listening to the Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Right now, more than ever, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Make 6 figures a year, have great health insurance, have a great retirement.
It basically is giving me a lot more security financially.
So the great benefits of this union is that I've been able to provide for my family.
If they didn't truly believe college was for them, or even if they were on the edge of thinking, I'd push them towards going to a trade.
ID Plus helps students navigate the cost of college in 2 ways: tuition and textbooks. ID Plus Tuition simplifies what students pay by charging the same tuition rate if they're enrolled in 12 or more credits. You pay the same amount whether you take 12, 15, or even 18 credits, so you can graduate faster while saving money. You'll save even more with ID Plus textbooks. Best of all, students in the Fall 21 and Spring 22 will receive their required textbooks at no additional cost.
Welcome back, everyone, to the IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. The commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Knighty, joins us. And Commissioner, congratulations to you, your staff, the member institutions, the communities, because this is not a foregone conclusion you'd be able to play all of these games or the tournament, the situation we had with COVID.
It's not, Coach. And, it's you've heard me say it before, but I'm always going to give credit to Team Indiana and this great staff we have here at the IHSAA. They're just constantly on the phone with schools and working through issues and problems and trying to find paths to participation. And, they've done a great job with it, and here we are. And again, it's real simple. I don't want to do this anywhere else than here in the state of Indiana.
What are the lessons that you took from last year's experience and have applied to now dealing with this for a second consecutive year?
Well, I think we always have to be grateful. We always have to be, we take that Christmas spirit, that Thanksgiving, and we remember to be grateful throughout the entire time, because we know what it's like when we don't have the opportunity to participate. We went through that. We don't want to go back there. But we've also learned to be flexible. Never establish a standard that is written in stone. Something may change tomorrow. We have to be able to make an adjustment, make a change to the tournament. We may have a team that may not be able to play. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Then we're going to adjust the tournament schedule. But it's just one of those things that you've always got to be prepared to make the best decision you can to move forward with what you have in front of you.
You've had a chance this year too to welcome back fans and the buzz. I mean, the feeling that you get around the state when you and your staff are at games around the state has to be incredible as they're back in games, and the passion. We've always had it. We've never lost the passion, but now we get a chance to exhibit it at games coming up.
We have, and as the theme goes this year, welcome back. And we're really excited to have our folks back. And I've been out in games. I was just at one last night, and the gym was full, and the fans were loud, and the cheerleaders were. Both teams were there. The pep band was playing, and you just can't get that anywhere else. It's just that. It's just exciting to be able to get out there, and we still encourage our folks go out and support that school that was in your community, because those kids appreciate it so much.
I know that our focus tonight is what's going to happen the first week of February, the sectional round. Let's fast forward to the last weekend of February in terms of the state championship. Last year, the games were structured differently. Basically, you went to one game, not to all 4 games. We're going back to what would be the usual format and timing for Saturday the 26th, correct?
That's right, Greg. We'll have a session in the morning, which will be 2 games, and then we'll have the evening session for 2 more games. And yes, it's going to be more the traditional feel. But, you know, we were at Gamebridge Fieldhouse and took a tour with our friends, the Pacers, the other day and the Fever and saw the changes and really started planning on what our wrestling tournament's going to look like, the girls basketball tournament, the boys basketball tournament's going to look like. And, you know, it was the best basketball facility in the country before. And now there's not any question at all with the improvements they've made there.
The commissioner of the IHSA, Paul Knighty. Paul, thank you so much for hosting us. Good luck to you and the staff and everybody involved as we get ready to have what we know is going to be a great tournament coming up. We'll come back and we'll tell you who's going to be playing whom. And you are listening to the Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go. Oh, well, see ya. Hurry up. You got 5 minutes. We're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Welcome back, everyone. Glad you could join us at the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association's Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. We begin with Class A in the North. Sectional number 49, Morgan Township will be hosting that. On Tuesday night, Morgan Township will play Washington Township. Game 1 on Wednesday, Covenant Christian of DeMott will take on Counts. The second game on Wednesday at Morgan Township will be Marquette Catholic and 21st Century Gary. Hammond Academy, S&T, will take on the winner of the Morgan Township, Washington Township matchup from a Tuesday evening. Greg, you look at this, you've got a Washington Township team with 14 wins. Counts ranked number 11, having a tremendous year. Pretty interesting. They're at the top 2.
Yeah, let's go back to when these two teams met back on November the 30th. Couts won that game by a score of 52-46. Couts made it to the final of the Porter County Conference Tournament, lost to an undefeated team in number 1 in Class 2A, South Central of Union Mills, last night. Covenant Christian also having a very solid season, but Couts handled them with ease when they played on Thanksgiving weekend, winning that one 63-42. So again, Couts and Washington Township draw your attention. Couts is the favorite here in this 7-team sectional.
Sectional number 50 at Culver Community. Tuesday evening's game is La Crosse taking on Oregon Davis. Game 1 on Wednesday, Trinity at Green Lawn will play Argus. And game 2 on Wednesday night, Triton versus Culver. Friday night, the West Central will play the La Crosse Oregon Davis game in semifinal number 1 on Friday night. Greg, Argus, La Crosse, double digits. Triton, you have 3 teams with 12 wins or so. Makes for a dare I say it already, a balanced section.
Well, let's talk about here in section number 50. First of all, welcome to Trinity at Green Lawn. This is their first girls basketball state tournament, so best of luck to them in their debut performance. Triton is the defending sectional winner from a year ago. They made it to the regional final before losing to Pioneer. La Crosse and Argus are both undefeated against sectional foes. They do not play each other during the regular season. And congratulations to La Crosse. They've got 13 wins on the year. Last year they had 4. They're one of the smallest public high schools in the state. Their enrollment, 110 students. They're going to play Marquette Catholic in South Central of Union Mills this week. So La Crosse is going to learn a little bit more about just how good they are this week. And by the way, worth noting, Oregon Davis, Terry Minix, the legend, retired after 28 years as their head coach and numerous trips to the state championship game. His daughter, Aubrey, is now the head coach at Oregon Davis.
Sectional number 51 at Bethany Christian. Tuesday evening, Elkhart Christian will take on Lakewood Park Christian. Game 1 on Tuesday night features Fremont and Bethany Christian. On Friday night, Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian will play the Elkhart Christian Lakewood Park winner from Tuesday night. So Greg, Blackhawk with 15 wins, Bethany Christian with 10 wins. Hard to not like this Blackhawk team.
Yeah, Blackhawk Christian is the best team in the sectional. They got a great draw going all the way to the semifinal. They are ranked number 9 in the state, and it was their closest game against a sectional foe when they beat Bethany Christian earlier this year, 52-38. Blackhawk Christian has won this sectional the last 2 years, and they're the favorite here in sectional 51.
Sectional 52 is at North White. Game number 1 on Tuesday, the only game on Tuesday. Number 12, Caston, will play Frontier. In Friday night semifinal action, the first game features South Newton taking on number 12 North White. Tri-County will take on the Caston Frontier winner in the second game of the semis on Friday night. North White, 14 wins. Caston, 15 wins. Both teams are ranked. What more do you need?
Let's talk about who is not here, and that is Pioneer. This is the sectional they exited and now are in 2A. So that's why this is a 5-team group. You talk about North White and Caston, both tied for 12th in the rankings. North White beat Caston 42-29 when they got together. It was back in the middle of November, on November the 12th. North White has not lost to a 1A school this year. So again, North White, Caston, the 2 favorites, with North White having the advantage in the regular season meeting.
All right, we move on now to sectional number 53. This one at Northfield. Northfield and Southern Wells square off on Tuesday night. Also on Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, North Miami will play Lakeland Christian. Game 2 of the semis on Friday. Southwood will take on the Northfield Southern Wells winner. Greg, North Miami, Northfield, Southwood, Lakeland. Everybody's got a winning record in this thing.
Yeah, Northfield was a dominant force in this sectional last year.
Right.
They made it to the semi-state, losing to Pioneer in a game played at the Berry Bowl in Logansport. Northfield might win it again this year, but as you alluded to, the pack is significantly closer than it was a year ago. Northfield just beat North Miami 42-38 in a game that was played on Friday night. If North Miami can win this sectional, it'd be their first girls basketball sectional championship in 14 years.
That's impressive stuff. 54, sectional 54 at Attica. Tuesday night, 2 games. Game 1, North Vermilion will play Covington. Clinton Central squares off with Faith Christian in the second game. On Friday night, Attica will play the North Vermilion Covington winner. And Lafayette Central Catholic will play the Clinton Central Faith Christian winner. So LCC with 17 wins, South Vermilion with 14. Balance, again, there's some really, really good teams in the sectional. Clinton at 12-8.
Clinton Central is the defending sectional champs. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. They won a sectional last year in girls basketball for the first time in 16 years. But the story here is the return of Central Catholic to 1A. They had been up in 2A the last 6 years. They won the 1A title in 15. They won the 2A title in 16. They are 17-4, and they are in the top 25 in the state in the Sagarin ratings because of how quality of a schedule that they play. For example, they beat Northwestern, who is a potential 4A sectional winner in a Hoosier Conference playoff game, the third-place game that took place on Friday night. So Craig DeVault's team in Central Catholic, they're the favorite here in 54.
Sectional 55 is played at Tri-Central. There are 6 teams on Tuesday night. Game 1, Westdale will play Cowan. In the second game, Tri-Central is featured against Liberty Christian. Friday night, Daleville in game 1 of the semifinals will play the Westdale Cowan winner. And Anderson Preparatory will play the Tri-Central Liberty Christian winner. Liberty Christian right now, maybe the best record in that sectional.
Yeah, 9-9. They're the only team at 500. And we get these sometimes in various classifications where it is wide open, meaning you can completely change the memory of your season by what happens over the course of 4 or 5 days. Tri-Central is the program that has kind of the best tradition of this group. They're the defending sectional champions, but literally anything can happen in this group of 6 teams.
To wrap up 1A North, we go to sectional 56. It is at Union City. Tuesday night, Randolph Southern will play number 4 Blue River Valley. Wednesday night semifinal game number 1, Seton Catholic squares off with Union Modoc. Game 2, Tri versus Cambridge City Lincoln. And Union City on Friday night will play the winner of the Randolph Southern Blue River Valley game.
BRV is the story here. They are rated number 4 in the state. They were the regional runners-up a year ago. They have won this sectional 3 straight years. They have not lost a game since November the 27th, and they have won all of their games against other teams in the sectional by at least 19 points. So Blue River Valley, again, the heavy favorite here in sectional number 56.
All right, we're through 1A North. Greg Rakestraw. Today's broadcast of the IHSA Champions Network brought to you in part by Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech offers most affordable tuition in Indiana, less than half the cost of other colleges and universities. Learn more about higher education without the high price at ivytech.edu. You're listening to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association's Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Welcome back, everyone. We're glad you are with us on the IHSA Champions Radio Network, talking about the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. My apologies to all the folks in the Tri-Central Sectional. That was redrawn. That tournament was redrawn. Here is the redraw of that tournament. This is the official pairings for sectional number 56 at Union City. Randolph Southern will take on Blue River Valley on Tuesday night. Union Modoc also on Tuesday night will play Tri. Friday semifinal game number 1, Cambridge City Lincoln taking on the Randolph Southern Blue River Valley winner. And then Union City will play the Union Modoc and Tri winner. So there we go. We are now moving to 2A South Sectional 57. And this is at Shakamak. North Central, Farmersburg, on Wednesday night will play Lighthouse Christian. White River Valley will play Eminence, game 1 on Wednesday night. Bloomfield on Friday night in semifinal game number 1 will take on the Shakamak Clay City winner. And you'll have the winners meeting on Friday night for the championship. Sectional 58. Hosted by Indiana Deaf. Game 1, Friday night, will be Indiana Deaf and Traders Point Christian. The second game of Friday night will feature Bethesda Christian, Indiana Math and Science. And then on, obviously, the championship game on Saturday. Sectional 59, Indianapolis Lutheran. Indianapolis Lutheran will play Central Christian on Tuesday night. Tindley will play Greenwood Christian on Friday night. Also Friday night, Providence Cristo Rey will play the Lutheran Central Christian winner in semifinal game number 2. At Waldron in sectional number 60. Tuesday night, Rising Sun plays Oldenburg Academy. On Wednesday night, Hauser is paired up with Jacksonville. Jacksonville ranked number 5. Also on Wednesday night, Southwestern of Shelbyville will play Morristown in the second game. On Friday night, Waldron, ranked number 1, will play the Rising Sun Oldenburg Academy winner from Tuesday evening. Sectional 61 at New Washington. 6 teams here Tuesday night. South Central Elizabeth plays Christian Academy of Indiana. Also on Tuesday, Lanesville, you'll hear more about Lanesville in a second, will play Rock Creek Academy. Friday night, game 1, New Washington will play the South Central Elizabeth Christian Academy of Indiana winner. And Borden on Friday night in game number 2 will take on the Lanesville Rock Creek Academy winner. Sectional 62 at New Washington. West Washington will play Edinburgh on Tuesday night. Number 8, Trinity Lutheran will play Crothersville Friday night game number 1. Second game of the night on Friday features Shaw Memorial taking on the West Washington Edinburgh winner. At sectional number 63, 5 teams here. Tuesday night's game, Shoals will play Bar Reeve. Game 2 on Tuesday night, Orleans will play Vincennes Reveille. Reveille ranked number 17. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Washington Catholic will play the Shoals Bar Reeve winner. Also on Friday, North Daviess will play the Orleans Reveille winner from Tuesday night. And we move to the final sectional of the South in 1A. That's number 64 at Wood Memorial. 5 teams here. Tuesday night, Tecumseh plays Springs Valley. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Wood Memorial will play number 10 Northeast DuBois. And then on Friday night, the second game features Cannleton and the Tecumseh Springs Valley winner. So Greg Rakestraw, I changed the format on you. Forgot to tell you. I'll go back and I'll do it better the next time around. But at Clay City, let's talk about Clay City. This is, I think, one of those balanced teams. Bethesda Christian with 11 wins looks pretty good.
Well, at Clay City, North Central of Farmersburg, 15-5 on the season, 5-0 versus sectional competition. They lost to Bloomfield by 3 in the sectional final last year. They had won the sectional the previous 2 years, so the Thunderbirds got to be the favorite. But a special shout-out to Coach Casaro and Eminence. They are 10-6 on the season. They are looking to have their first winning season in 11 years. I'm not sure if there'll be a factor come sectional championship night. They're in the same half of the bracket as North Central. But again, a quick tip of the cap to the folks at Eminence, checking in at 10-6 going to the final week of the regular season.
Well, let's talk about Indiana Deaf hosting that sectional. You got a balance there. I mean, it's a situation where you got teams, most teams are at 500 or above in this particular sectional.
Yeah, the team that catches your attention is Bethesda Christian, and they are led by Kenzie Folks. 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals a game. She is 3rd in the state when it comes to points per game. Bethesda Christian won this sectional a year ago, and they're the favorite this time around as well.
At Lutheran, you got the Greenwood Christian Academy with 11 wins, Tinley with 9 wins, as it's a possibility those two would square off with one another.
And GCA, they're going to they're made it to the semi-state last year. This is Alan Weems' last year as the head coach at Greenwood Christian. He's going to retire at the end of this season. Best of luck to him and all the other teams in sectional 59. But again, the top 2 teams in this group see each other in a Friday night semifinal.
At Waldron, you have a Waldron team ranked number 1 in single A, 19-1. Jacksonville with 16 wins, Hauser with 10 wins, but clearly you focus your attention on the spectacular year that Waldron has accumulated to this point.
Yeah, the history of JCD gets your attention. They won 1A back in 2016. They had won 12 straight girls basketball sectionals until last year when Southwestern won this sectional. But now you've got Waldron. Their lone loss was to a 3A sectional favorite in Tri-West. They last won a girls basketball sectional in 2010. So again, Waldron and Jacksonville, those are the teams that will likely see each other in the championship game as they're in opposite halves of the bracket.
Sectional 62, West Washington hosting, Sectional 61.
You're not going to skip over my hometown, are you?
It wasn't personal.
Okay, good.
And in full disclosure, Greg Rickstraw grew up and is the favorite son in Lanesville. His beloved Lanesville team, 21-1, ranked number 2.
Correct.
And taking on Rock Creek Academy. But New Washington, clearly, you look at Lanesville to start, but New Washington, Borden, both with double-figure wins, so it's a pretty solid sectional.
Lanesville has dispatched their conference foes with ease, and 3 of the other 5 teams in this sectional are part of the Southern Athletic Conference with Lanesville. Lanesville had not won a girls basketball sectional until 2019. They are now looking to win 4 in a row. And again, their lone loss, you got to go all the way back to November the 13th against Corden Central. This is a Lanesville team that is in the top 50 of the Saccharin ratings in the state. The job that Angie Hinton has done there has just been tremendous.
Sectional number 62, West Washington. West Washington with 12 wins, Trinity Lutheran with 13 wins, and the 2 top teams right now record-wise.
Yeah, Trinity Lutheran is a team that catches your attention. They lost their best player from last year in Sidney James, who's now playing at Butler University. Again, they are ranked in the top 10. They are currently number 8. Again, they're the favorite here, a little bit closer to the pack than say they were a year ago.
At North Davies, sectional 63, Vincennes Reveille is ranked 17th. They take on Orleans. Reveille has 15 wins, and quite frankly, record-wise, would be the favorite here.
Yeah, this is the story, is that Reveille is back in 1A. They had been up in 2A on the success factor the last 2 years. What a job that Rick Marshall has done. You know, he is one of the top coaches in the history of the state. He is 11th in terms of all-time girls basketball coaching wins in the state of Indiana. He's got over 100 wins at Reveille. He's been there for 5 years. The other thing that is of importance to note from this sectional, this is where Lagodi was up until this past year. They have now bumped up to 2A, but Reveille slots in here, and they are the favorite in sectional 63.
Well, there you have it. So that's 1A South, 1A now in the books. And we cannot do this type of show without the great support of tremendous radio stations around the state of Indiana as part of the IHSA Champions Radio Network, like WBIW in Bedford, WQRK in Bedford, WPHZ in Bedford and Orleans, WKKU in Austin, WCSI in Columbus, WCSI AM and FM in Columbus, WTRE AM and FM in Greensburg. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. We'll come back with the 2A North pairings, and we appreciate you joining us. You're listening to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever, Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
Overflow crowd here at the Fairgrounds Coliseum. The basket goes. That's unbelievable what he can do with that ball. Brilliant, baby.
Go, baby! Building it home is Sabonis.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block. You'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of 2 things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell from Indiana Sports Talk. Greg Rakestraw from the ISC Sports Network. We're glad you're with us. We start with 2A North, and that means we are starting with sectional number 33. Lake Station Edison, the host. Andrean will play Ileana Christian on Tuesday night in game number 1, followed by the Whiting and Bowman Academy matchup. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, Lake Station Edison will play the Andrean Ileana Christian winner. And then Hammond Bishop Knoll in the second game of the semifinals will take on the Whiting and Bowman Academy winner. Greg Rakestraw, Andrean, 16 wins. Knoll has 10. But really, I think you focus on this Andrean squad.
Yeah, Andrean's the team that catches your attention, and this has always been the case. They're a 2A school, but they play a largely 4A schedule. They're 22 games, 12 have been against 4A competition. So coming in with the toughest schedule and the best record tells you the 59ers are the favorite to win sectional number 33.
Rensselaer Central is hosting sectional number 34. There are 8 teams here. Rensselaer Central will play Winnemac Community to start the action. Boone Grove and Hebron will play the next matchup. That'll be on Tuesday night. North Newton and Westville in action also later on in the week. Then you have North Judson St. Pierre, South Central Union Mills. South Central Union Mills is ranked number 1. Friday night, your semifinal game number 1, Rensselaer Central and Winnemac Community will winner of that game will play. Your winners play on Friday night for the Saturday night for the championship. Fairfield's hosting sectional number 6 Tuesday night. Bremen will play Prairie Heights. Excuse me, Greg. Let's go back to Rensselaer Central.
So let's go to game number 4 here, because North Judson St. Pierre is the team that won this sectional a year ago, made it all the way to the semi-state before Tipton knocked them off. Lillian Frazier is graduate of that North Judson St. Pierre team. The Blue Jays rebuilding a little bit. Of course, Lillian was amongst the top 20 scorers in the history, or 21st, in fact, in the history of IHSA girls basketball. So now they get the sectional favorite this year. The Satellites have been tremendous. They are 22-0. They won the Porter County Conference tournament a day ago. They have won every game by at least 9 points. The only single-digit win they have had this year is a 9-point victory against 4A Valparaiso. Now, Rensselaer Central is ranked number 13. They and South Central Union Mills don't play each other during the course of the regular season, and they're on opposite halves of the bracket here in sectional 34.
All right, so sectional 35 at Fairfield. Tuesday night, Bremen will play Prairie Heights. Also Tuesday night, LaVille is matched up with Fairfield. Fairfield ranked number 7. On Friday night, game 1 of the semifinal, South Bend Career Academy will take on the Bremen Prairie Heights winner. And the second game, Westview will play the LaVille Fairfield winner. Bremen with 13 wins, Fairfield ranked number 7 with 17 wins, Prairie Heights with 11 wins. I like this. I like this sectional a lot.
Yeah, Fairfield is the favorite here, coming in at 17-3, and as you mentioned, at number 7 in the 2A rankings this week. A couple of other good teams, but Fairfield is the favorite.
Sectional 36 at Bluffton. East Side will play Bluffton on Tuesday evening in game number 1. Game 2 features Fort Wayne Canterbury and Churubusco. Wednesday night game 1. Central Noble will play South Adams. Whitco and Adams Central in game number 2. Winners square off on Friday night. South Adams, Central Noble, East Side, all with 12 wins. pretty competitive sectional here.
Yeah, remarkably balanced between those 3 teams that you mentioned. Worth noting that Bluffton has won this sectional 3 of the last 4 years. So here in sectional 36, could be any one of 3 or 4 teams that advances on to the regional.
All right, sectional number 37 is at Lewis Cass. Tuesday night, number 12 Pioneer plays Rochester Community. Wednesday night, game 1, Manchester will play Carroll of Flora. And also on Wednesday, Delphi Community is matched up with Lewis Cass. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Wabash will play the Pioneer Rochester Community winner. Now, Greg, as we said about sectional 36, Rochester, Carroll, with 15 wins, Pioneer with 17 wins. These are some good teams.
Pioneer Rochester on Tuesday night is one of the headline games
Yes.
in the state on the opening night of the tournament, because the Zebras have won this sectional the last 2 years. As you referenced, they've won 15 games. Well, here comes Pioneer in their first year in 2A, and Pioneer has had this remarkable run of having a lot of the same athletes appear in state championship games in multiple sports, in softball, in volleyball, in basketball. And Ashlyn Brook, who plays for her dad as the head coach of Pioneer, she is the #1 scorer in the state of Indiana at just shy of 26 points a game. But by the way, the #2 scorer in the state plays for Carol LaFlora, who checks in at 15-6. So again, you would say that maybe the best draw of this group went to Carroll, because they know they'll have to face one of Pioneer or Rochester, and that may not be until the championship game.
Sectional 38 at Clinton Prairie. Tuesday night, Rossville will play Sheridan. Friday night, game 1, Fountain Central matched up with Clinton Prairie. Game 2 on Friday night at Clinton Prairie will be Seeger and the Rossville Sheridan winner. Greg Sheridan with 12 wins, Clinton Prairie with 14, Seeger with 16-4 record. That's an impressive run.
You hit the 3 highlights there, and they have all beaten each other. So Sheridan beat Clinton Prairie back only in December by a score of 61-46. Now, Prairie is the defending sectional champs. They beat Central Catholic in the semifinal last year, then won the championship for the first time in 16 years. Seeger has had this week circled on their calendar now for 51 weeks. They had to withdraw before the semifinal last year. So Seeger's been pointing to this game for a long time. Seeger and Clinton Prairie just played a couple of weeks ago. Clinton Prairie had a young lady in Tinley Neal who hit a 3/4 court shot before halftime that went to double overtime, and Clinton Prairie won the game. So there's a lot of great storylines here in sectional number 38. It could be really one of any of 3 teams that lift that championship on Saturday night.
Sectional 39 is played at Eastbrook. On Tuesday night, #2 Winchester Community will play the host Eastbrook. Eastbrook ranked #3. Taylor will play Tipton also on Tuesday night. Tipton ranked #4. On Friday night, Madison Grant will play the Winchester Eastbrook winner, and Blackford will play the Taylor Tipton winner from Tuesday night. Need I say anything more?
We're gonna be on this slide for a while, so we got a lot to say about sectional 39.
Yeah, just look at the matchups here to start with.
The only other sectional state that kind of matches this in terms of ranked teams and firepower is probably the Hamilton County sectional in 4A, because you've got numbers 2, 3, and 4 in this group, and that doesn't count Blackford, who has won 16 games and has won 9 straight. It just scored a really big win this past week. So Winchester is back in 2A after being in 3A the last 2 years. The last 2 times they have been in 2A, they made the state championship game. It is also worth noting the last time in 2A, they were in the southern half of the bracket. Now they're in a different sectional. They're in a different half of the bracket. And by the way, Holly Gutierrez's team leads the state in points per game. They score over 71 a night. Now let's talk about Tipton. They made the state championship game last year without having a senior on their roster. So everybody comes back for Tipton. And now let's talk about Eastbrook, who happens to be the #3 team in the state. And there's a big game coming up this Friday. Eastbrook and Blackford play each other on the final day of the regular season. We'll learn a lot more about sectional 39 at the end of this week.
To wrap up the northern part of the state in 2A, we go to sectional number 40. LaPel is the host. #9, Frankton will play Alexandria Monroe on Tuesday evening in game #1, followed by the LaPel and Elwood community matchup. Friday night, semifinal game #1, Monroe Central will play the Frankton Alexandria winner. And in game 2, Wapahani will take on the LaPel Elwood community winner. So obviously, Frankton LaPel, we know that story. Wapahani with 16 wins, LaPel with 14, Frankton with 15, Alexandria. Everybody's got a winning record, with the exception of Elwood, but it's a very, very loaded sectional.
Correct. 4 teams with 14 or more victories. Frankton is #9 in the state. Frankton has beaten all of the other teams in the sectional at least by 11 points. And again, to compare it to the previous sectional, Blackford beat Frankton on Friday night. But again, Frankton, who made the state finals 2 years ago, they are the favorite here in sectional number 40.
The IHSAA would like to thank its two presenting sponsors for today's broadcast, the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers, and Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA. When we come back, we're going to go to the southern part of the state for the 2A matchups. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. We're glad you're with us. You're listening to the IHSAA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Right now, more than ever, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Make six figures a year, have great health insurance, have a great retirement.
It basically is giving me a lot more security financially.
So the great benefits of this union is that I've been able to provide for my family.
If they didn't truly believe college was for them, or even if they were on the edge of thinking, I'd push them towards going to a trade.
Ivy Plus helps students navigate the cost of college in two ways: tuition and textbooks. Ivy Plus Tuition simplifies what students pay by charging the same tuition rate if they're enrolled in 12 or more credits. You pay the same amount whether you take 12, 15, or even 18 credits, so you can graduate faster while saving money. You'll save even more with Ivy Plus textbooks. Best of all, students in the Fall 21 and Spring 22 will receive their required textbooks at no additional cost.
Man. Welcome back, everyone. So glad you could join us, everyone listening to us on the IHSA Champions Radio Network and watching us on IHSATV.org. Greg Rakestraw looks great. I mentioned that high def makes me look older than I actually am. So having said that,
we do look much better on the radio. Let's not lie about that.
I in fact do have that radio face. There's no question. So 2A South, let's go right to it. Shenandoah, sectional number 41. Tuesday night, Hagerstown will play Knightstown. Also on Tuesday, Northeastern will play Centerville. Friday night semifinal game number 1, Union County will play the Hagerstown-Knightstown winner. And Shenandoah will play the Northeastern Centerville winner in game number 2 on Friday. Greg, it's a pretty balanced. I know I said at the start, balance is the key word. Union County, Hagerstown, both at 8-8.
One of my favorite stats of the entire night is this one. Northeastern is 7-13. And against sectional opponents, they are 5-0.
Right.
It's kind of like being in perhaps like at the low major conference in Division I. Forget your overall record.
Right.
Focus on your sectional record. Northeastern is 5-0 against sectional foes. And again, Shenandoah won this sectional a year ago, and they draw the bye and have the home court. They wait until Friday night.
There you have it. So you have sectional 42 now at Heritage Christian. On Tuesday evening, Indianapolis-Scecina will play Heritage Christian. On Friday night, game number 1 of the semifinals, number 11 Eastern Hancock is matched up with number 8 Triton Central. Second game of the night, Irvington will play the Scecina Heritage Christian winner. Well, Eastern Hancock, Triton Central matchup, we start with that.
Let's start with Triton Central. They are number 8 in the state. They are 17-4. What a job that Brian Graham has done. He has averaged 20 wins a season in 14 years of the man in charge of the Triton Central program. They have won the last 4 sectionals. Now, that is in part helped by the fact that Heritage Christian is back in 2A for the first time in a long time. They literally went 2A, 3A, 4A, and have now worked their way back to 3A and now 2A, which is their actual enrollment classification. Now, perhaps the Heritage Christian program isn't what it was a few years ago, but again, they still play a largely 3A, 4A schedule. So don't be fooled by their record. They're a really good basketball team, and you nailed it. Let's not sleep on Eastern Hancock either. They are number 11 in the state. They are 14-5. It could be any one of those 3 teams that are sectional champs a couple of weeks from now.
Western Boone is hosting sectional number 43 Tuesday night. Number 10 Cascade will play University. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, the host Western Boone is matched up with Park Tudor. Covenant Christian will play the Cascade University winner in semifinal game number 2. Cascade University with 16 and 17 wins respectively. Park Tudor with 13. Like this sectional a lot.
Much like we said in the last segment of the show that Rochester Pioneer is one of the highlighted matchups of Tuesday night. So is Cascade and University. University 17-2. Cascade just lost to your Plainfield Quakers in a 2-point game yesterday. Cascade's had a really good season. Their only loss to a 2A team this year was to Triton Central, we referenced in the last segment of the show. University last lost on November the 16th. They just beat one of the best teams in 3A last week in Benton Central, and they're also going to play Tiptonville University next week. So they play a great schedule. That University Cascade game will determine a lot of what happens in the rest of the sectional at Webo the following week.
Sectional 44 at Southmont, 6 teams, 2 games on Tuesday. Tuesday night's game 1, South Putnam will play Park Heritage. Game 2, North Putnam is matched up with Cloverdale. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals features Southmont versus the South Putnam Park Heritage winner. And the second semifinal game of Friday night is Riverton Park taking on the North Putnam Cloverdale winner. So Park Heritage with 16 wins, North and South Putnam both in double-digit wins, but Park Heritage has had a pretty solid year to this point.
Yeah, Park Heritage is the story here. They are 6-0 against their sectional rivals, and they have won all by double figures. Remember, Park Heritage has not been around that long. It was not too many years ago that they were Rockville and Turkey Run. The Wolves have not won a girls basketball sectional yet, but this is a good opportunity for them here.
Sectional 45, Southwestern of Hanover, 6 teams. Tuesday night, game 1, South Decatur will play Switzerland County, followed by North Decatur and South Ripley. Southwestern of Hanover, the host school, on Friday night, semifinal game number 1. They'll play the South Decatur Switzerland County winner. Milan in game number 2 will play the North Decatur South Ripley winner. Switzerland County with 15 wins, North Decatur with 14, South Ripley with 12. That's 3 pretty solid teams here.
And, of course, those are teams that see each other on a regular basis as well. So South Ripley has won this sectional 4 of the last 5 years. Let's talk about Switzerland County. They are 5-0 versus sectional foes, but a lot of those wins have been close. They beat North Decatur by 5 back in November. They beat South Ripley by 5 back in early December. And, again, a lot of the schools that are part of the Ohio River Valley Conference, for many years, that was a double round-robin league. A lot of those teams still play each other twice during the course of the regular season. So Switzerland County and South Ripley will play each other again in Vivi on Friday night. So, again, we'll have a great idea as to what Sectional 45 is going to look like. If the Pacers can win this sectional, they will do so for the first time in 7 years.
Crawford County is hosting sectional number 46 on Tuesday evening. Number 13, Eastern of Pekin will play Henryville, followed by Clarksville and Austin. Game 1 Friday night in the semifinals, Providence will play the Eastern Pekin Henryville winner. And in Game 2 of the semifinals, Crawford County will play the Clarksville Austin winners. So Eastern Pekin with an above 500 record in this section.
Yeah, the Musketeers are the team to talk about. And
right.
Again, remember, they are one of 2 2A schools in what is primarily a 3A league. The Mid-Southern Conference is now a 9-team league with Clarksville going independent before this season began. So Eastern has played great teams all year. They're in the same league as Silver Creek, in the same league as Corden Central, North Harrison, et cetera, all schools that have tremendous traditions. So Eastern is a better team than 11 and 10 would indicate. They are 5 years removed from being the 2A state champs. Mike McBride does a wonderful job in Pekin, and again, they're the favorite here at Crawford County.
Sectional 47 is at North Knox. North Knox on Tuesday night, game 1 will play Mitchell, followed by the South Knox Eastern Green matchup. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Paoli will play the North Knox Mitchell winner from Tuesday. Game 2 on Friday in the semifinals features Lagodi playing the South Knox Eastern Green winner. Greg, there are some really good teams in this. You have North Knox, Mitchell, Eastern Green, Paoli, South Knox, all with double-digit wins.
And again, let's talk about who is not here and who is new here. So this was where Linton Stockton has been for their 2A time. They are now in 3A, at least for the next 2 years, having won back-to-back 2A state championships. Lagodi bumps up from 1A, having appeared in the last 2 state final games, but there was a bit of a talent exodus in last year's senior class for the Lions. They are 6-14 on the season. North Knox jumps out here. They are 15-6. They lost to a good Vincennes Lincoln team yesterday. They last won this sectional in 2018, and literally they were beaten in the postseason by Linton Stockton each of the last 3 years. So, yes, it's a good field. North Knox is the likely favorite.
To wrap up the 2A pairings, we go to sectional number 48. Forest Park is the host. Tuesday night's game features South Ridge taking on North Posting. Game 1 on Wednesday, South Spencer will play Forest Park. Forest Park ranked number 6. Tell City will play Evansville Mater Dei in game number 2 on Wednesday. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Perry Central will play the South Ridge North Posey winner. And then those winners obviously will match up and play for a championship on Saturday. Greg Rakestraw, Forest Park, South Spencer, Mater Dei, South Ridge, double-digit wins on the season. Pretty balanced sectional.
Yeah, the Rangers got to be the favorite. They're number 6 in the state. They beat Mater Dei by 7 back in November. They just played South Spencer this week and beat them by 6. Again, South Spencer is 15-5 on the season. So several good teams, but the host school, the favorite here in sectional number 48.
Well, that wraps up 2A for everybody. So let's talk about what great stations we have, Greg, allowing you to listen to these pairings and let you know who's going to be playing whom and where. We want to thank WQKZ in Jasper and Ferdinand, WZBD in Bern, WJOB AM and FM in Hammond, WFNI in Indianapolis, also WIBC in Indianapolis, WLQI in Rensselaer, WRIN in Rensselaer, and also WIBN in Rensselaer and Earl Park. Thank you so much for being a part of the IHSA Champions Radio Network. We really appreciate it, and we are so glad that all of you are with us tonight. We're halfway through, so we have a lot of basketball to talk about when we come back. You've been listening to the IHSAA network, radio network, bringing you the IHSAA 2022 High School Girls Basketball State Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go. Oh, well, see ya. Hurry up. You got 5 minutes. We're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association's Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. We'll pause 10 seconds for network station identification. This is the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. Welcome back, everyone. Greg Rakestraw, someone sneaked in to our party.
Well, she was an invited guest.
While we took that break.
She's been our live studio audience for the first 50 minutes of the show.
I appreciate the invitation in.
This will be the Assistant Commissioner of the IHSA in charge of girls basketball, Sandra Walter. It is always good to spend time with you, whether it's on the air or not. And again, just your thoughts on being back here, doing this again, kind of the second year of dealing with the COVID pandemic, but still soldiering on and making sure these student athletes have the experiences they so richly deserve.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, soldiering on.
Yeah.
And, you know, our office, certainly there to help, but our schools and our administrators, I mean, you know, making sure that those kids still get to play. It has been nothing but a humongous feat, the eighth wonder, if you will. And you know, a lot of credit goes to them to get to continue forward. You know, everything from busing issues to, you know, and the turn of the year in January has been extremely difficult for our schools. So we certainly appreciate the effort there. Looking forward to February, but we've got some folks out there working really hard on behalf of our student athletes.
This is an historic year nationally. It's the anniversary of Title IX legislation that helped create opportunities for young ladies. We're certainly fortunate in our state to have had a rich and strong tradition of excellent basketball played in our state. But I know it's incredibly important to you and to the young ladies around the state that Title IX legislation gives them this great opportunity.
Sure. Yep. Wouldn't be here without it, I don't think. Well, we might be playing 6-on-6, three half quarter, whatever that used to be. We'll just repress that and forget that ever attempted to be. Yeah, Title IX, it's been great. This year's been wonderful. We've put some segments together, as you've seen. Just finished interviewing a few last week to put that segment together for our winter, our girls basketball, boys basketball, and during the wrestling, you'll see that there. You know, the likes of Judy Warren had some time to share with Cinda Brown that hadn't caught up with her since, Rushville way back in the day. So really good folks who really have contributed to the success of pushing women's sports forward for our young ladies, and, you know, the opportunities, you know, that are transferable through life, not just to play basketball or to play a sport of any kind, but to really let those young ladies experience those leadership skills and those communication skills. I mean, it has done, you know, what intended to do, Arch by intended to do, and certainly thankful that that's where we are today, 50 years later, believe it or not.
Yeah. We celebrated those during the volleyball state finals telecast, the football state finals telecast. You're going to see those during the spring telecast as well. It'll be a year-long celebration of the 50th anniversary of Title IX. I know something we always talk about in these settings is the need for officials, training of officials. Where is kind of officiating, where does it stand, if you will, in terms of numbers, availability when it comes to girls basketball in the state?
So, you know, fortunately, our applicant numbers are still up.
Good.
But our numbers across the board, no different than any state in the country, declining. And we're piloting now a class back into the high schools. So we encourage our schools to take advantage of that as we move into the fall of 22-23. That pilot now, 8 different schools are piloting that now to put that into, again, the curricular day, if you would, for kids, and keeping those kids giving back to the community. And you talk about leadership skills and those transferable skills, again, with officiating and that communication responsibility, you know, those types of skills for our young kids, and introducing or reintroducing that provisional license for those 14 to 19 years of age kids who are still in high school, such that they'll be able to officiate every middle school game. Our unified programs would never have to go outside of your own community in order to staff those types of sports and get your kids involved. You know, those kids, managers, those kids who maybe have gotten cut from your team who still want to get back to the sport. That's the goal there. And again, 8 schools piloting that class now, to look forward to many more in the fall of 22.
Sandra, thank you for stopping by, and thanks so much for all that you do for us here at the IHSAA, making all this possible. We wish you guys the best. We know it's going to be a great term, and these initiatives you're talking about are fantastic, and it's always great to spend time with you.
Always good. Thank you guys for your expertise tonight.
Sandra Walter from the IHSAA. We're coming back. We're going to do some 3A North matchups coming up when we return on the IHSAA's 2022 broadcast of the tournament. It's brought to you by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. And it's on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA 3A North sectional number 417. 4 teams in this one. It's at Griffith. Game 1, Friday night, River Forest will play Hanover Central, followed by the Calumet Griffith winner, that matchup. Winners will play on Saturday night. Greg Rakestraw, Griffith, with an 11-6 record coming in as maybe the record-wise a favorite.
Yeah, this is first of all, let's explain why there's a 4-team sectional. You have seen largely, 6,
Right.
sometimes 7, sometimes 8, sometimes 5. The explanation on 4 is that this is where Hammond Gavitt, Hammond Clark, this
Right.
is where they had been sectional-wise. Those schools all merged. Hammond schools went from 4 to 2. So now Hammond Morton and Hammond Central, you will see them early in the 4A pairings here in a couple of segments. So that's why this is a 4-team group. Now, Griffith is the defending sectional champ. They are 11-7. However, River Forest beat them 48-42 on Wednesday. So it could be a rematch of those teams coming up in 13 days.
I like that. Sectional 18 at Knox, 5 teams. Tuesday night, New Prairie will play Kankakee Valley. Friday night, game 1, Culver Academies versus Wheeler. And game 2 on Friday night at sectional 18 features Knox and the New Prairie Kankakee Valley winner from Tuesday night. KV with 14 wins. You look through here, almost everybody's above 500.
Yeah, here's the deal is that we don't know much about how these teams fare against each other because between these 5 teams, they have played each other a whopping 2 times during the course of the season. So, yes, Kankakee Valley is the defending sectional champ. They have the best record at 14-7, but there's just not that much data of them playing each other to kind of give you a great idea as to who the favorite might be. I know this. They're going to play in a fantastic gymnasium in Knox coming up in a couple of weeks, and it should be a great sectional.
Sectional 19 is at South Bend, Washington. 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1, number 8, Mishawaka Marion will play John Glenn, followed by Jimtown and South Bend, Washington. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, South Bend Clay plays the Mishawaka Marion Glenn winner. And semifinal game number 2, South Bend St. Joe will play the Jimtown South Bend Washington winner. I think you clearly start with South Bend Washington. A great run they had a year ago. Tremendously talented group of young ladies.
In 3 or 4 years, they might change the name of the high school to South Bend Reynolds. That's how good they have the chance to be over the next 3 or 4 years between Mila, between Amaya, between Kira, senior, junior, freshman, respectively, of those 3. Again, they were the runners-up to Silver Creek last year. Their losses are to 2 of the other best teams in the state, North Central and Homestead. If South Bend Washington entered the 4A bracket, I think they'd have a chance to win that one, too. That's how good they are. They won the Hall of Fame Classic without Mila Reynolds playing. She was out due to injury on December the 29th in Newcastle. They're going to play Crown Point on Tuesday, the defending 4A champs again. Simply put, South Bend Washington is amongst the best teams in the state. The team of this group that has given them the closest battle this year is Mishawaka Marion. That was a 12-point victory for Washington. Marion is ranked number 8, so I guarantee you Marion is thrilled. They will not see South Bend Washington at least until the championship game.
Sectional number 20 is hosted by Northwood. Tuesday night, Tippecanoe Valley will play the host Northwood. And on Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, West Noble will play Lakeland. And Wawasee will take on the Tippecanoe Valley Northwood winner in game number 2 on Friday night. Tippy Valley, Wawasee, Lakeland, all above the 500 mark. Pretty good teams, pretty balanced situation here.
Now, this is where Northwood historically has been so good, but they've been down the last couple of years. Lakeland won this sectional last year. You mentioned the fact that Tippy Valley has the best record at 14-6. We'll learn a lot more about this sectional later this week because Tippy Valley and Wawasee play each other on Tuesday, and then there is a good chance they would play each other 10 days later in the sectional semifinals.
Sectional number 21 at Woodland. Tuesday night, Woodland will play Angola, also on Tuesday evening. Fort Wayne Concordia will play Fort Wayne Concordia Lutheran will play Leo. On Friday night, game number 1 of the semifinals, number 2, Garrett will play the Woodland Angola winner. And then Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger, game 2 on Friday night, will play the Fort Wayne Concordia Lutheran Leo winner. I like these teams, Greg. Garrett 21-1, Woodland with 16 wins, Angola with 12 wins. But this Garrett program, the story is a great one this year.
Angola is the defending sectional champs. Garrett was 20-3 last year, but went 1-2 against Angola, with one of those losses being in the sectional. You referenced the fact that Woodland is 17-4. Garrett beat them by 31. That was the first week of the season, so much has changed since November the 4th. Garrett's only loss was to Ashland Shade in Noblesville, and that, too, was very early in the season, back on November the 13th. So, again, Garrett is the favorite here, but they will get a challenge, whomever they play, in the semifinals next Friday night.
We move to sectional number 22, this one at West Lafayette. On Tuesday night, Western will play number 3 Mechaniqua. Also Tuesday night, West Lafayette taking on Benton Central. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, number 10 Twin Lakes will take on the Western Mechaniqua winner from Tuesday. And in the second semifinal game, Peru will play the West Lafayette Benton Central winner. Benton Central having 20-plus wins, Mechaniqua with 14, Twin Lakes, West Lafayette, all with winning records. Some really good teams.
Our friend Jane Schott may not be happy with us because West Lafayette draws Benton Central right out of the gate. Benton Central is 22-1. They just won the Hoosier Conference Championship by beating a very good Hamilton Heights team on Friday night. Twin Lakes is 16-4. 2 of those losses have come to Benton Central. So Twin Lakes is ecstatic about the fact they don't have to face Benton Central until the championship game. What a job that David Baxter has done at Benton Central. And obviously, historically, this has been one of the marquee programs in girls basketball in the state of Indiana. And David has hit the ground running. He has been at Benton Central for 12 years and has won 260 games in his time as the head coach of the Bison. So Benton Central, number 3 in the state, they are the favorite here. They have won this sectional 6 of the last 7 years.
Sectional 23 is hosted by Mississinewa. Tuesday night's game features Eastern of Greentown taking on Oak Hill. On Wednesday night, Belmont will play the host Mississinewa. Also Wednesday night, game number 2, number 7, Norwell will play Fort Wayne Bishop Lures. And Friday night, Heritage takes on the Eastern Greentown Oak Hill winner in game number 2. Norwell with 17 wins, a really solid year right now, but you look, you have Heritage, Belmont, Lures, all above 500.
And Norwell reached the semi-state last year. They are number 7 in the state. Eric Thornton went over 400 wins in his career at Norwell in his 25th year there. They have won this sectional each of the last 2 years. Norwell the favorite here in Mississinewa.
Yorktown is hosting sectional number 24. There are 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1, number 5, Jay County will play number 6, Hamilton Heights. Game 2, Muncie Burris will play Newcastle. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Delta is matched up with the Jay County Hamilton Heights winner. And game number 2 on Friday night features Yorktown taking on the Muncie Burris Newcastle winner. Tell you what, Jake County, Hamilton Heights, that's a heck of a matchup to start with.
Yeah, this is I think the third sectional we've seen where you say, okay, top two teams got each other right on the opening night. So a week from Tuesday is going to be hopping around the state of Indiana with some outstanding matchups. Jake County is 18-3, champions of the ACAC. Hamilton Heights, as we referenced, lost in the championship game of the Hoosier Conference to Benton Central on Friday night. Hamilton Heights has 5 losses on the season, but again, play a bit of a tougher schedule than Jake County does. Huskies are the favorites here, and they're the defending sectional champs.
All right, we're going to come back and set the stage for the 3A South. The southern part of the state will do the matchups, but we do want to remind you, Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers are the presenting sponsor of the 47th IHSA Girls Basketball Tournament throughout Indiana this winter. This is your IHSAA. And we'll come back and do much more on the pairings front. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. Thanks for joining us and listening to us. And we're so glad you took the time to do that. Listen to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
Here at the Fairgrounds Coliseum. The basket goes. That's unbelievable what he can do with that ball. Right up the meridian, baby. Go, baby! Hitting it home is Sabonis.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of 2 things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. We now go to the southern part of the state for 3A, starting with sectional number 25 at Danville Community. Tuesday night, Greencastle will play Frankfort. On Wednesday, game 1 of the evening features North Montgomery and Crawfordsville. Also on Wednesday night, Danville Community will be matched up with Monrovia. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Tri-West Hendricks taking on the Greencastle Frankfort winner. And the second game of that, Tri-West Hendricks will take on the Greencastle Frankfort winner from Tuesday night. Sectional number 26 at Northview, 7 teams. Excuse me, Greg.
Okay.
Let's go to 20, Danville Community,
sure.
25. Tri-West, Danville, North Montgomery, Crawfordsville, all having good seasons.
Yeah, Tri-West is the story here. They're the champions of the Sagamore Athletic Conference, and that's where of these teams, kind of 4 of them are part of that league. They have played Danville twice and swept them both times. So Danville has a better overall record, but Tri-West has been the best team in the section. They won it last year, and they're the favorites in enemy territory at Danville coming up in a couple of weeks.
All right, let's go to sectional 26. Northview's hosting this one. Owen Valley and Brownstown Central on Tuesday evening. Wednesday night, game number 1, Brown County taking on Northview. Also Wednesday, Edgewood and South Vermilion. Friday night, West Vigo will play the winner of the Owen Valley Brownstown Central game. Greg, Northview with 18 wins, having a great year. Edgewood with 16 wins, two really good, solid basketball teams.
Yeah, so much of the story in this sectional has been the entrance of Brownstown Central into it. When they were placed with this group 3 years ago, because again, they really don't face these teams. They largely go south, but there's so many 3A teams in South Central Indiana. They kind of got bumped north a little bit. It's been worth the drive for Brownstown Central. They have won this sectional the last 2 years, and they play in a great league. So much we said about Peak and Eastern a couple of segments ago, don't be fooled by their record because they play such a good level of competition. However, everybody else in this group, all part of the Western Indiana Conference, they know each other very well. And as you said, Northview is 18-4, Edgewood is 16-4. Those two teams played on January the 5th, and Northview won it by a point. So Northview and Edgewood, you would think likely in one semifinal, Brownstown Central likely in the other.
Let's go to sectional number 26. This one at Guerin Catholic. Indianapolis Shortridge will play Guerin Catholic on Tuesday. Rebuff Jesuit Preparatory School taking on Indianapolis Bishop Chatard. Game 1 on Friday. Also Friday night in Lebanon, we'll play the Shortridge Guerin Catholic winner. Then the winners will meet one another. So, Greg, in sectional number 26, it's a pretty balanced sectional. No one, I think, really has what you might have as an edge in terms of what they've done to this point.
Yeah, Chatard, the defending champ, they are 12-10. They beat Guerin Catholic on Friday, 45-33. This is Guerin Catholic's 15th IHSAA tournament. They have never won a girls basketball sectional. This might be their best opportunity, but they have got to find a way to get past Chatard if they get back to them in the championship game on their home court.
We head now to sectional number 28 at Indian Creek. Indian Creek will play Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter on Tuesday evening. Also Tuesday night, Beech Grove matched up with Speedway. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Heron will play Indian Creek, Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter winner from Tuesday night. And also on Friday night at Indian Creek, Indianapolis Washington will take on the Beech Grove Speedway winner. Indian Creek, Greg, 16 wins, really a solid basketball team. Speedway playing well at 14-4.
Yeah, those are the two top teams you focus on here. Indian Creek got a big win this weekend, beating that Northview team we mentioned a couple of sectionals ago that had 18 wins. Speedway and Indian Creek do not play each other during the regular season, but the expectation is they will play each other here in the sectional championship on the Braves home court.
Sectional 29 at Greensburg, 7 teams in this sectional. Tuesday night, Franklin County will play Rushville Consolidated. Wednesday night's game 1 features Lawrenceburg taking on Connorsville. Game 2 at Greensburg on Wednesday night will have Batesville matched up with Greensburg. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, South Dearborn will play the Franklin County Rushville Consolidated winner from Tuesday night. And looks to be a pretty balanced little sectional. Rushville, Lawrenceburg with 13 wins apiece. Two pretty good teams right there.
Yeah, Rushville is 6-0 against conference foes here. And again, you take East Central out of the mix. This is really the EIAC tournament. These other 7 teams are 3A members of that league. So Rushville has beaten everybody else in the league, not named East Central, but most of them have been close games. For example, Rushville's last win was a 1-point victory against Connorsville. Rushville and Lawrenceburg have the most wins in this sectional. Rushville won that game by 5 when they played on December the 18th. So Rushville is a favorite, but because everybody knows everybody here, anything can happen at Greensburg coming up next week.
Sectional 30 is hosted by North Harrison. Game 1, the only game, on Tuesday night features Charlestown taking on number 11 Corydon Central. Game 1 on Wednesday, North Harrison will play Madison Consolidated, followed by the Scottsburg Silver Creek matchup. Silver Creek ranked number 4. Friday evening, game 1 of the semifinals features Salem taking on the Charlestown Corydon Central winner from Tuesday evening. Greg, Silver Creek, number 4 for a reason, 19 wins. Corydon Central with 17 wins. Charlestown with 15 wins. 3 solid basketball teams.
Absolutely. Silver Creek, the defending state champs, did have some heavy graduation losses off that team, but clearly returned enough key pieces. Head coach Scott Shane, the Dragons, their lone loss this year was to Bedford North Lawrence. Corydon checks in at number 11. Panthers are now 18-2. Silver Creek won that matchup by 29 when they played on November the 22nd. I doubt it would be that one-sided again. And again, Corden will have to play two good teams just to get to the championship, because Charlestown is 16-5. Everybody in this sectional, other than Madison, members of the Mid-Southern Conference, so they know each other well. Again, Silver Creek the favorite, but Corden Central is a worthy challenger.
Sectional number 31 is at Washington. Tuesday night's game number 1 features Princeton Community taking on Vincennes Lincoln. The second game of the evening on Tuesday at Washington. Number 2 Washington will play Linton Stockton. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Sullivan will play the Princeton Community Vincennes Lincoln winner. And in game 2 on Friday evening in Washington, Pike Central will play the Washington Linton Stockton winner. Clearly, you start with Washington. They're hosting. They're 17-3. Sullivan has 17 wins. Vincennes Lincoln has 12 wins. Linton Stockton with 11 wins. Princeton, a couple wins over 500. Everybody's got a winning record in this sectional.
Had a chance to see the Hatchets in the Hall of Fame Classic in Newcastle on December the 29th. Well, that wasn't their day. They're a team that could be really competitive and make a deep run in terms of 3A. Their big three of Thorne, Levasseur, and Ledgerwood, all outstanding players. They beat Sullivan by 9 back in November. Washington beat Linton Stockton by 11 when they played in November as well. And again, this is where Linton Stockton bumps up to play in 3 after winning the last 2 2A championships. Other team worthy of a mention is Vincennes Lincoln, now coached by Tim Young, who led Reveille to so many state championship appearances in the last few years. Let's also acknowledge the fact that the Alices now play in the SIAC. They have really upped their level of play in terms of their schedule. So again, they are likely a team that is better than their 13-8 record might indicate.
Sectional number 32 is hosted by Gibson Southern. Tuesday night game number 1, the host Gibson Southern will play Boonville. The second game of the evening on Tuesday features Evansville Memorial taking on Mount Vernon of Posey. Friday night game 1 of the semifinals. I do want to go back. Evansville Memorial, they're taking on Mount Vernon. Evansville Memorial ranked number 12. On Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, Evansville Bossy will play the Gibson Southern Boonville winner. Game 2 on the semifinal Friday night, Heritage Hills will play the Evansville Memorial Mount Vernon winner. And Greg, Memorial with 16 wins, as I mentioned, ranked very highly, number 12. Heritage Hills, Gibson Southern, all with winning records. Some pretty good teams might see one another here.
Yeah, Memorial's a story here. Again, you referenced their ranking. They won the Hall of Fame Classic last year. All of their games against sectional foes, they have won by 20 or more. So Memorial, again, they'll team to likely get out of sectional 32 and move on to the regional round, if not beyond.
Well, that wraps up 3A. Obviously, when we come back, we'll bring you the 4A matchups. Today's broadcast of the IHSA Champions Network brought to you in part by Ivy Tech Community College. Your student can start their education at Ivy Tech before guaranteeing admission to select four-year schools in Indiana, saving thousands of dollars along the way. Learn more at ivytech.edu. We'll come back for much more. You're listening to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Right now, more than ever, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Make 6 figures a year, have great health insurance, have a great retirement.
It basically is giving me a lot more security financially.
So the great benefits of this union is that I've been able to provide for my family.
If they didn't truly believe college was for them, or even if they were on the edge of thinking, I'd push them towards going to a trade.
ID Plus helps students navigate the cost of college in 2 ways: tuition and textbooks. ID Plus Tuition simplifies what students pay by charging the same tuition rate if they're enrolled in 12 or more credits. You pay the same amount whether you take 12, 15, or even 18 credits, so you can graduate faster while saving money. You'll save even more with ID Plus textbooks. Best of all, students in the Fall 21 and Spring 22 will receive their required textbooks at no additional cost.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell from Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk alongside Greg Rakestraw from the ISC Sports Network. And Greg, we're getting ready for 4A, but before we do this, you and I are in the radio business and have been for a while. You cannot do this without the great support of tremendous stations around our state as part of the Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the premier network of its kind in the United States. Thank you so much, WLQI in Rensselaer, WRIN, AM and FM, also in Rensselaer, WKLO in Hardinsburg, WXVW Jeffersonville, WUME in Paoli, WSLM, AM and FM in Salem, WEFM in Michigan City, WBAT, FM and AM and FM in Marion. Greg Rakestraw, want to do a little 4A, talk a little 4A basketball.
Let's get to it.
Let us start with sectional number 1. It is hosted by Munster. Tuesday night, the host Munster will play Gary Westside, and on Wednesday night, game 1, Hammond Central will play Lake Central. Game 2 on Wednesday, Highland matched up with Hammond Morton. Friday night semifinal game number 1 features East Chicago Central taking on the Munster Gary Westside winner. So there are your matchups for sectional number 1. Lake Central 19-3. They're pretty good, ranked number 1 because of that, as they should be. But they are a tremendously talented team.
Correct. And again, this is unique in that the defending sectional champ of this sectional got bumped over to sectional number 2 as Hammond Morton. Again, Hammond Central now are both in 4A, so they slide over. So the team that won this get-together last year is now in sectional number 2. But as you mentioned, Lake Central is the favorite at 19-3. The closest game they had with a sectional foe was Highland, whom they beat by 13 back on Thanksgiving weekend. Highland checks in at 16-5.
Sectional number 2 is at Crown Point. The only game on Tuesday. Portage will play number 3 Crown Point. Wednesday night game number 1, Chesterton matched up with Merrillville. Also on Wednesday, Hobart will play Valparaiso. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Lowell will play the winner of the Portage and Crown Point matchup from Tuesday night. Greg, Crown Point with 18 wins, but Merrillville with 14 wins. Lowell over 500, Valpo with 15. This is a very good section.
Yeah, Crown Point is the story here. Of course, the defending 4A state champs beat Brownsburg last year and returned their top 2 players in Jessica Carruthers and Lily Stoddard, who will both go on to play Division I basketball. Crown Point's only in-state loss so far of the season is against Noblesville. Their closest game versus a sectional foe was an 8-point victory against Valparaiso back on December the 10th. And as we mentioned, in 3A, Crown Point has one more great test left to go. They will take on South Bend, Washington, coming up in a highlighted game on Tuesday night.
Sectional number 3, 6 teams. Tuesday night, game 1, Mishawaka will play South Bend Adams, followed by the LaPorte South Bend Riley matchup. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals features Michigan City taking on the Mishawaka South Bend Adams winner. And the second game of semifinal Friday night at Mishawaka will have Plymouth taking on the LaPorte South Bend Riley winner. So Mishawaka above 500, as is Plymouth. The 2 teams in this sectional who are right there at or above the 500 level.
Yeah, this is very much an open sectional. Mm-hmm. You know, Plymouth comes in at 12-8, and they are 3-0 against sectional competition. LaPorte won this sectional last year, but has won just 3 games this year. So this will be whoever comes out of this group will be the likely underdog once we get to the regional round.
Sectional 5 is at Fort Wayne Snyder. 6 teams here. Tuesday nights, Game 1, DeKalb will play Carroll of Fort Wayne. Excuse me. Number 4. Sorry, Greg Rickstraw. Number 4 at Penn. I'll get to 5 eventually. And Penn is hosting sectional number 4. Tuesday night, Game 1, Goshen plays Elkhart. Game 2 on Tuesday night at Penn. Penn will play Southridge. Games on Friday night, semifinal Friday night, Game 1, Concord will play the Goshen and Elkhart winner. And Concord, as I mentioned, they're on Friday evening. Warsaw Community, Game 2 of semifinal Friday, will take on the Penn Northridge winner. Northridge, Penn, Warsaw, pretty good teams, Greg.
And this is a great sectional, and we're going to be on this slide for a while. So Penn has been the team to beat in this part of the state for a long time. They have won 5 straight sectionals. They have 8 consecutive 20-win seasons. Northridge beat Penn by 4 back on December the 21st. So Northridge knew they would have to beat Penn again at some point in time. Why not take them on in the first night? Now, the team that awaits that winner would be Warsaw, who just won the Northern Lakes Conference Championship for the first time in 9 years and just made it undefeated through NLC play for the first time in 18 years. And Warsaw beat Northridge when they played a couple of weeks ago. So this is an absolutely loaded bottom half of the bracket here in sectional number 4.
All right, we move now to sectional number 5 at Fort Wayne Snyder. Tuesday night, DeKalb will play Carroll of Fort Wayne. Also on Tuesday night, Fort Wayne Northrop will play Fort Wayne Northside. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, number 13, Fort Wayne Snyder will play the DeKalb Carroll winner. And East Noble, game 2 on Friday night, will take on the Fort Wayne Northrop, Fort Wayne Northside winner. So Snyder at home, ranked number 13, 14 wins, but Wayne with 12 wins, Northrop with 12 wins. This is a competitive, I think, 3 teams that are capable of winning.
Carroll has won this sectional 5 straight times. They reached the semi-state round last year. Snyder and Carroll finished the regular season each other on Friday. We'll know a lot more about sectional 5 coming up later this week. But a quick tip of the cap to Akila Sims. She's all of 5 or 6 years removed from being a very good basketball player at a place that is near and dear to both your and my heart, that being IUPUI. Right. So very young head coach, but has done great things at Fort Wayne Snyder. They hung with Homestead a week ago. Homestead only beat them by 5. We're going to mention Homestead in the next sectional, but Snyder's having a really good season.
Sectional number 6 at Huntington North. Game 1 on Tuesday night, New Haven plays number 11, Columbia City. Also on Tuesday, Huntington North will play Fort Wayne Southside. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Homestead will take on the New Haven Columbia City winner. And the second game of the semifinals on Friday night will feature Fort Wayne. Their opponent will be the Huntington North, Fort Wayne Southside win. We start with the obvious number 1 team in the state with 19 wins in Homestead.
Anna Patterson, she's going to play at UConn. I'm not sure I need to say anything else about a female basketball player's talent. In other words, say you're getting a scholarship to play for Gina Orium. Kind of all that needs to be said. Now, they're a great team. There are a couple other really good teams in this sectional too. Columbia City is number 11. They are 18-1. Their only loss was to Huntington North, who is 16-4. Homestead and Huntington North did play back on before Thanksgiving, and it was an 8-point game that Homestead won. So there are 3 really good teams in this sectional. And again, Huntington North probably likes their draw better than anybody else. They will see only one up, Columbia City or Homestead, and it won't be until the championship game.
Okay. Now we move to sectional number 7, and it is hosted by Marion. So on Tuesday night, the only game on Tuesday, Marion will play Lafayette Jefferson. Wednesday night, game 1, Kokomo taking on Harrison of West Lafayette. Also Wednesday, Northwestern is matched up with McCutcheon. Friday night, semifinal game number 1 features Logansport, their opponent, the Marion Lafayette Jeff winner from Tuesday. And it's a good matchup. So, Greg, nice little sectional here. A lot of pretty good teams, evenly matched teams. McCutcheon, Kokomo, Northwestern. Interesting matchups.
The power in this sectional is in the bottom half of the bracket, is the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday path. Harrison is 5-0 against sectional opponents. They were supposed to play Northwestern last week. Game got postponed. So they really don't have a chance to gauge themselves against Northwestern. McKenna Layden, kind of the last of the family line to play at Northwestern. She is 11th in the state in scoring. The Tigers are 15-4 on the season. Harrison, though, will get another great test this week. They will take on Benton Central. McCutcheon won this sectional last year, but if it's Harrison and Northwestern in the semifinal, it probably comes down to who wins that game that could claim the Sectional 7 championship.
Sectional number 8 is hosted by Westfield. Tuesday night, Hamilton Southeastern will take on number 8 Fishers. On Tuesday night, game number 2, number 6 Noblesville will play number 9 Zionsville. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1 features number 5 Westfield taking on the Hamilton Southeastern Fishers winner. And game number 2 of the semifinals has Carmel taking on the Noblesville Zionsville winner. Greg, 4 teams ranked in the top 10. What else can I say about this sectional?
This is the best sectional in the state in any sport, period. This is absolutely the best sectional in the state. Everybody has 13 wins in this sectional. You have 4 teams that are ranked in the top 10. And this was this way last year, too. Whether it's Ashlyn Shade of Noblesville, whether it's Layla Hull of Zionsville, Kate Clark of Carmel, Alyssa Crockett of Westfield. This sectional is crazy good every year. So, again, the big winners so far are Westfield and Carmel. They only got to win 2 games. For everybody else who's got to win 3. This sectional is lights out every year.
All right, that's the northern part of the state for 4A. We'll come back and do the southern part of the state. I do want to thank these great stations for being part of the IHSA Champions Radio Network. In Van Buren, WCJC, WLTI in Newcastle, WZZY in Richmond, WYMR in South Bend, WKVI in Knox, and WTCA, AM and FM in Plymouth. We're back talking about basketball. Much more to come here. Live from the IHSAA, and thanks to their hospitality, we'll be back talking more about the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Championship. It's brought to you by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. You're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network and more of the IHSA Pairing Show when we return.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go. Oh, well, see ya. Hurry up. You've got 5 minutes. We're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl. Woo-hoo!
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. Bob Lovell, Greg Rakestraw. All right, we're about to wrap up 4A. We go to the southern part of the state, sectional number 9. Mount Vernon is hosting that. Tuesday night, Anderson will take on Muncie Central. Wednesday night, game 1. Greenfield Central will play New Palestine, and in game 2, Richmond will play Hamilton Heights. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, we'll have Mount Vernon of Fortville. Their opponent will be the Anderson-Muncie Central winner from Tuesday night. Greg Rakestraw, some good teams here. Pendleton Heights with 15 wins comes in with the most, but you have 3 or 4 teams right there at the 500 mark.
Yeah, Pendleton Heights is the story here at 15-40, and they're going to play that Noblesville team that we referenced in the last segment on Thursday. So a great test for the Arabians going to the postseason. Mount Vernon won this sectional a season ago.
Sectional number 10 at Warren Central. Tuesday night, Warren Central will play Lawrence North. Wednesday night, game number 1, Lawrence Central matched up with Indianapolis Cathedral. Sectional number 10, Wednesday night, also, Crispus Attucks will play North Central of Indianapolis. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Indianapolis Arsenal Technical will play the Warren Central Lawrence North winner. Game number 2 that night will be, we have those matchups, Greg. So let me go back here. North Central, 17 wins. Cathedral, this is annually a very difficult sectional.
Correct. I think there's a bigger gap between North Central and everybody else than there has been in years gone by. And North Central is a team that graduated, or because of a unique case of a young lady, Ramaya Ellie, being such a wonderful track and field athlete. She's not playing basketball this year. The other 2 members of that front court are Division I basketball players in Nakai Hunter and then Meg Elliott, who is out Meg Newman, who is out at Arizona State. So Tanielle Welch has taken over that North Central team. Great article done on her in the Indianapolis Star that aired today, or that was in the paper today. North Central is 17-5. They're the Marion County champs. They're 6-0 in the mix so far. They'll actually take on Warren Central to finish their year on Friday night. LN's a bit down what they have been in years gone by. North Central is the favorite here in sectional number 10.
Sectional number 11 at Perry Meridian. Tuesday night, game 1, Southport will play Perry Meridian. Also Tuesday night, Roncalli matched up with Decatur Central in game number 2. On Friday night, semifinal Friday night, game 1 at Perry Meridian features Pike and the Southport Perry Meridian winner. And game number 2 on Friday night, semifinal night, Ben Davis will play the Roncalli Decatur Central winner. So even matchups in this sectional, Southport Roncalli, 11 wins, Pike with 10 wins, right in that range.
Pike is unbeaten versus sectional foes. They have not won a sectional in 4 years, and for Pike, that's a long streak. But Scott White's team is playing really well. Ben Davis just had a huge come-from-behind victory against Center Grove yesterday. They were down 16 in the third quarter and came back to win that game. Roncalli won this sectional last year. This one could be anybody's at Perry coming up next week.
Sectional number 12 at Brownsburg. Tuesday night, game 1, Plainfield will play Avon. Game 2, Terre Haute North Vigo will play Terre Haute South Vigo. Friday night, semifinal Friday night at Brownsburg. Game 1, Brownsburg will play the Plainfield Avon winner. And the second game on Friday night, Mooresville will take on the Terre Haute North, Terre Haute South winner. And Greg, obviously I've played in this sectional as an athlete 100 years ago. But Plainfield has 12 wins. Mooresville's got 13. Brownsburg with 12. Some decent teams here, some really good teams, and great rivalry.
Yeah, I think you're going to start with Brownsburg because they were the state runners-up, and they made a magical run last year, a team that, because of COVID and injuries, didn't really have everybody together until the sectional. Then Allie Becky carried that team to the state championship game where they lost to Crown Point. Debbie Smiley does a wonderful job each and every year. They are the Hendricks County champs, and they are rounding into form. They had a big win against Westfield on Friday night. Make sure we mention Zoe Stewart from Terre Haute North. She is 5th in the state in scoring going to the final week of the regular season. But again, Brownsburg is the defending champs, the host school, and the likely favorite here.
Sectional 13 is at Franklin Central. 6 teams here. Game 1 Tuesday night, Shelbyville will take on number 2 Franklin Community. Also on Tuesday night, Whiteland Community will play Greenwood Community. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals features Center Grove taking on the Shelbyville Franklin Community winner. And game 2 has Franklin Central playing the Whiteland Greenwood Community winner. And Greg, I've been a resident of Franklin since I went to college and never left. There's a big buzz in our town because they really love this basketball team.
There should be. Coach Sable's team made a bit of a surprise run of the semi-state last year. It's no surprise this year. They are 20-1. Their lone loss was to Westfield in the morning game of the Hall of Fame Classic. They love to shoot the three. They love to push the tempo. They're a fun team to watch. They won the Johnson County tournament for the first time in a long time this year. But even though they have a significantly better record than Center Grove, The Trojans have given them fits both times they have played them. It's been 3-point games, each of their 2 matchups. So that's going to be on Franklin's radar coming up in the semifinals.
Bloomington North is hosting Sectional 14, 6 teams here. On Tuesday night, number 10 Columbus East will play Bloomington North. Also on Tuesday night, Columbus North will play number 13 East Central. Friday night, semifinal Friday, game 1, Martinsville will play the Columbus East Bloomington North winner. Game number 2, Bloomington South will play the Columbus North East Central winner. Columbus has had some success in this, as a city, has had great success in this sectional.
It's been Columbus North. Now it's Columbus East. It seems the pendulum has swung their direction. East, the Hoosier Hills Conference champs. And that's a mouthful because they beat Bedford North Lawrence earlier in the month of January. East Central is also a team that's just outside of the top 10. Columbus East beat East Central by 9 when they got together back in mid-November. Again, Columbus East looking to win a sectional of Bloomington North.
Sectional number 15 at Jeffersonville. Tuesday night, New Albany will play Seymour. Also on Tuesday night, game 2, Bedford North Lawrence matched up with Jeffersonville. Friday night, semifinal Friday night, game 1, Jennings County will take on the New Albany Seymour winner. And in the second game on Friday night, Floyd Central's opponent will be the winner of the Bedford North Lawrence Jeffersonville matchup. You referenced Bedford North Lawrence, another great year, 17-2. Jennings County with a good solid year, but you start with B&L in this sectional.
Bedford North Lawrence now has the longest active sectional championship streak in girls basketball. They have won a sectional 10 years running. Jeff Allen does a tremendous job with that program. Again, they are tied for 4th in the state. And again, we referenced Columbus East is the team that has beaten them from their league. They're the only HHC team that is not in this sectional. They are all conference foes here. Jennings County probably has the best chance of anybody to knock off B&L. But again, B&L has beaten everyone in this sectional by double digits in their previous matchups this year.
Sectional number 16 is at Evansville Harrison. Tuesday night, game 1, Evansville Wrights will play the host Evansville Harrison, followed by the Evansville North and Jasper matchup. Friday night, 2 games for the semifinals. Game 1, Evansville Central, their opponent, the Evansville Wrights, Evansville Harrison winner. And Castle will be in game number 2 on Friday night in the semifinals. Their opponent, the Evansville North Jasper winner from Tuesday night. And Greg, Castle with a nice year, Evansville North with a nice year. 2 pretty solid and comparable teams.
Yeah, Castle 15-4, North 15-3. North came to Indianapolis, got a real impressive victory against North Central as part of the Paul Logan Holiday Memorial Tournament at North Central. Now, that was without Tanielle Welch for North Central. Still a great overtime victory for the Huskies. Castle beat North 61-54 when they played back before Thanksgiving. And again, it likely comes down to those 2 teams in a sectional semifinal.
That wraps up 4A. Greg and I'll come back and talk some basketball, talking about regionals, state championships. We do want to thank our great stations around the state like WAMB, AM and FM in Brazil, WAXI in Rockville, WNDI in Sullivan, WAMB in Terre Haute, WUZR in Bicknell, WAOV, AM and FM in Vincennes, WZDM in Vincennes, WAMW in Washington, WAOV in Washington, WJOT in Wabash, WRSW in AM and FM in Warsaw. More basketball to come. Thanks so much for joining us on the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2022 IHSA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever and Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. Today's broadcast to the IHSAA Champions Network brought to you in part by the Ivy Tech Community College. Your students can start their education at Ivy Tech before guaranteeing admission to select four-year schools in Indiana, saving thousands of dollars along the way. Learn more at ivytech.edu. Greg Rakestraw, what a fun night. What a fast night.
The one thing that we don't touch on in this 2-hour window is the regional pairings in terms of what sectional champion will play what sectional champion in a given regional show. The pairings, now that we have had the pairing show, are about to be released. Simply put, go to ihsa.org. If you're checking about to see if you think your team's going to be a sectional champ, whom you might play in the regional, that's where you'll find those regional matchups once you go online.
Well done. We'll come back for some final thoughts and some final thank yous. We're so glad you've been with us throughout the night, listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
Overflow crowd here at the Fairgrounds Coliseum. The basket goes. That's unbelievable what he can do with that ball. Right up the meridian, baby.
Pounding it home is Sabonis.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have two choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block. You'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of two things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Fever, Indiana Pacers on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. And the IHSAA would like to thank its two presenting sponsors for today's broadcast, Indiana Fever and the Indiana Pacers, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA. And listen, this is one of the greatest networks in the United States, and we're very, very proud to be a part of it. Greg Rakestraw, final thoughts.
Again, I think we have some favorites in respective classes. I think probably the biggest favorite would be South Bend, Washington in 3A. I think in 4A, Homestead has to be the favorite, but you've got other great teams like whomever comes out of the Hamilton County sectional and Zionsville. Folks, I know you're not in Hamilton County. We kind of throw you in with that geographic lump that's in there, North Central, Bedford, North Lawrence, et cetera. You know, in 1A and 2A, you know, we're going to see some new teams this year because of Pioneer and Lagodi going up to 2A, because of Linton, Stockton, you know, going up to 3A. So we could see some new teams in both 1A and 2A. Whatever happens, it's going to be exciting. And we just encourage your fans to go support your team at every level of the tournament when given the opportunity.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks to Greg Rakestraw, Heath Shanahan, also Brad Huber, Paul Neidig, Sandra Walter, Jason Willie, Cam Blankenship. Couldn't have done it without all of their efforts. Thank you so much for listening. This is the IHSA Network. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Raystroth. Thanks for being with us.